Russell, that's one way to win a football match, I suppose.
Yeah, it's I feel relieved more than anything really. It was an interesting night. It was a difficult night. It was first half I was surprised by it, our performance. I thought, credit to Rochdale. I spoke before the game about the respect I've got for their manager and the way he has them playing. And I thought they were excellent in the first half. But for us and the standards we've come to expect in terms of intensity and performance were nowhere near what they've been, and not acceptable, to be honest. So the players knew that. We knew that, obviously, at half-time, and it was about getting a reaction. And to do that and swing momentum in a game is not easy. So I'm extremely proud of the players. I've spoke about that lots of times, but I am, because it's not easy. It was a difficult evening, the first half. The atmosphere was difficult because it was tense. I get it. We weren't good in the first half. So for them to bounce back and do what they did in the second half takes a lot. And I thought in the second half we were excellent. We started really well in the second half, and we had, after we scored, we had numerous chances. We should have won the game. We should have scored 3 or 4 goals, and I think overall, we deserved it for the second half performance.
You've obviously only been a manager a relatively short time, but you've already shown you're not afraid that if it's not going well, you're happy to make decisions. Yeah. You've had to bring David Kasimov a couple of times at half-time now. Made that change and it almost instantly made a difference. Sam Nombe down the right-hand side, and Lewis Thompson sort of came into the game a little bit as well.
Yeah, I thought Lewis was. I thought he was excellent, really, really good. He got tired because he hasn't started the game for a long time, but I thought him and Carlton Morris was. For me, Carlton was the best player on the pitch, not just in terms of his performance. He's a leader. I think people can see that. I spoke about that when he came in terms of character, and he set the tone for us in the second half. Him and Louis, really, the way they pressed, and Sam was excellent when he come on. I wanted a reaction from Sam, and I asked him for that. He's frustrated he's not starting, I get that. So when he plays, he has to make the most of the time he gets on the pitch and make sure that he's in the frame for the next one, and he's done that. He was superb in the second half, and I thought overall, as I said, their intensity, their desire to go and press and win the ball back, it made such a difference in the second half. And I think that was the biggest difference. It was our intensity, our energy, belief in what they're doing, a bit more patience and a bit more structure. First half we had people running out of position to get the ball, out of anxiety, out of tension. I get it, but it's not what we want. So the second half for them to do it, as I said, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to do that, and they've done it, and I'm really pleased for them, and I'm pleased for us. And David, unfortunately, come off at half-time. Nothing wrong with his performance. He stuck at it, but I just felt it was a game for Sam to come into it and do well. Unfortunately, it's worked out.
It's not necessarily Rhys Healey's best game, especially that chance near the end. If you want anybody on the end of that, well, I suppose you've got Carlton Morris now as well, haven't you? But you know what I mean? Anybody, you'd want Rhys Healey. Could have affected him, but I don't know if you thought about changing it, but you could have, and you keep him on for doing what he did.
It felt like he was going to get another chance somewhere. He'd had 3 or 4 big chances. I said that to him after. I said, we hadn't scored the penalty. I'm not sure I'd be talking about him in the same light, but fair play to him. He missed a massive chance, and I thought maybe that might be the last one of the evening that we get. He then wins the penalty, and he's brave enough to step up and take it. He wasn't a designated penalty taker. So for him to do that, and the lads to trust him to do that, I think huge respect for that. So I had a chat with him after. He was really frustrated. He's still disappointed with his performance, and that's the standard that you want as a manager. It's what I expect from them now. So he knows it wasn't his best game. I know that. But what you can't ever question with Rhys is his desire to win, and his work for the team out of possession was excellent in the second half. He wasn't as polished or as good as he has been before in possession, but when he gives us so much out of possession as well, the work he puts in for the team, him and Carlton and Sam running back 70 yards to win the ball and help their fullbacks out and stuff like that in the last 5 minutes of the game, and then the bravery to take the penalty, credit to him really.
There was a little bit of a gap opening up before, and there could have been a bigger gap had results been different tonight, but you've dragged Rochdale into it. AFC Wimbledon got a point, Accrington lost, opened up a little gap, although Tranmere have got games in hand, but you got the point. So a big night really. Yeah,
I'd much rather have the points on board. I said that before. It was a big game for us. I'm not going to deny it. I said it to the lads before. We couldn't hide from that fact. It was a huge game. It was probably the biggest game of our season so far. If they won, they would have gone 7 points ahead of us or whatever. It's a big gap. So listen, we were 3 points adrift when we took over. We're not there now. We've put ourselves in a position where we're starting to get in contact with other teams, which is great. We need to keep building. We've got, as I spoke about before, we've got a run of games now where we need to pick up points. It's as simple as that. They're all tough, as I said before. There's a position we're in, but I've got real belief in the players and what we're doing and our process and our structure, that we'll be fine come the end of the season. I've said that all along. We now have to back that up with performances and results, and tonight gives us a really good start going into the run of games and after the break that we've had. So I'm looking forward now to the games coming thick and fast, and as I said, we learn from every game. I learned a lot from that first half tonight, and we'll be ready for Saturday, which is another huge game for us.
Impressed with Jordan Mortella's return?
Yeah, I thought he'd done really well. I thought first half he looked a bit nervous to be back out there. I thought he played some really nice passes and stuff, but second half really assured what you expect from Jordan. He was great in training. I just felt it was a good time for him, and it's difficult because Joe Walsh has been excellent. He's been brilliant for me since I've taken over, and I said that to him when I told him I was taking him out of the team. It was no reflection on his performance. We'd lost 2 games. I just felt Jordan gives us something that we needed in terms of voice and on the ball as well, and the composure he shows when he steps into play. So I'm really pleased for him that he's back. I'm pleased for us, and now he needs to maintain that, recover well, and make sure he's ready for Saturday and maintain those performance levels.
Bit of trickery in the midfield as well from Ben Gladwin. He's starting to come out of his shell, isn't he?
He's excellent when he come on. His understanding and feel for the ball and his pass and knowing where his teammates are. I mean, he's put 2 people in on goal just from a 40-50 yard pass along the floor, which not many people at this level I believe can do. So he's shown what he's about. He's got great feet. We need to get him fitter, but I really believe in Ben and what he's capable of. As I said, if we can keep him fit and manage him, he's a player that wouldn't be at this level if he hadn't had the injuries he's had. So I'm pleased we've got him, and he's showing now. He's getting fitter and stronger, and he's showing his real quality when he gets on the pitch, and he was important for us tonight in the last half hour for sure.
You were without Joe Mason and Conor McGrandles. What's the situation with that?
Conor's got a whack on his foot. He'll be fine for Saturday, but it was just too much. We tried to train yesterday and it was too sore. And to be fair to him, he held his hand up and said, "Look, if I play, I'm not going to be able to give you everything." So it was due to start. It's another change we've had to make after naming the team, but he's honest and he gave us that, and that's what we need moving forward. So disappointing to lose him, but he'll be back. Joe, we were working hard last week, and he's just tweaked one of his muscles, so he should be okay. It's not going to be too long at all, which is pleasing for us. So we'll have him back with the squad as soon as possible, and he'll be fit and ready to go. So thankfully it's not too bad, but he just needs a bit of time in the treatment room and he'll be fine.
It wouldn't be an interview in January without mentioning the transfer window. Obviously shuts on Friday night. We spoke to you yesterday about it. Is there any
changed a lot since then? Yeah. It changes by the minute, by the hour. It's crazy. It's intense. I don't know what's going to happen between now and Friday. We could end up with a new player, could end up with 2, we could end up losing 1 or 2. Honestly, I don't know. It changes minute to minute, hour to hour. I'll probably have some text on my phone now. So we'll have to wait and see. As I said to you, if we're bringing anyone in, they've got to really improve what we're doing on the pitch and off of it. So and that's still the focus. We've had targets we've lost out on. We've still got targets that are still available. There's players of interest at our club who are of interest to other teams. So we'll have to wait and see how it all pans out. But I'm sure it's exciting for someone watching, but it's not that exciting for me. It's hard work. So as I said, learning all the time, and I'm sure in the next few days there'll be stuff happening, but I couldn't honestly tell you what that will be at the moment.
I'll just write off my Friday night.
and me, I'm doing the same.